Let's back up the squadron.
Hello everyone, welcome to Kirks' Corner. This is a video that I am making specifically because I am very passionate about Star Fox. There has been a lot of Star Fox stuff happening recently, and I've been wanting to say a lot about it. When he was announced for the movie, I wanted to talk about it, I just didn't get around to doing it. And then now we have an upcoming Star Fox game, and there's been a lot of dialogue on the internet. So I just decided, you know what, I'm going to talk about it. People have been asking me, people haven't been asking me, but I'm going to tell them anyway, as some of you, I know how it is, right? Like, oh my god, here's Kirks talking about a game that is 30 years old and is definitely just for kids, but here we are with Kirks talking about it anyway. So this is a video about Kirks talking about it anyway. Star Fox means a lot to me, as you can tell. This game in particular, Star Fox 64, this is still my original cartridge. One of the games that impacted me the most, right? One of my good friends, Matthew, shout out, bought me this Japanese copy of the game. This game right here, Lilat Wars, Star Fox 64, is one of the best games I've ever played to this day. It's a really simple game. It's a very groundbreaking game. At the time, it was one of the first games to have voice acting on a console, right? It had a great soundtrack. It is infinitely replayable. And seriously, just one of the best experiences. If you haven't played it, I'm sure if you're watching this, all 5 of you, you've either played it, heard of it, or heard me talk about it. So I'm not going to talk about it too much. Star Fox as a series has not seen the same love, let's say, as something like The Legend of Zelda by Nintendo. Star Fox has suffered from misdirection, mismanagement. I have loved a lot of the games from the series regardless of that, right? I have other examples here. So, Star Fox Adventures. Star Fox Adventures was not a Star Fox game. We all know the story. Rare was making a game. Miyamoto saw the main character, said, that looks a lot Fox McCloud, let's make it a Star Fox game. We got this, right? I'm sure you can see it. Great game. I'm glad that I still own the full copy, the full CD, manual and everything. It's a really hard game to find nowadays for some reason. And then, of course, right after that, we got this. We got Star Fox Assault. I put hundreds of hours into this game. It was one of those GameCube classics that I spent a lot of time on. I played a lot of Melee. I played a lot of Star Fox Assault. The GameCube was the console that I had. I played a lot of hours in the GameCube, and Assault was one of the reasons for that. These two games in particular were very divisive. Most people will say that the series really took its downturn with this one, with Adventures, and mostly because it went away from the R-Wing formula, right? You can find countless videos online about it. It feels more like a Zelda game than a Star Fox game. It really upset fans. It didn't upset me. Being a fan of both, I thought it was really cool. And it made sense to me that Fox McCloud would be hired to do things like he does in Star Fox Adventures. There's trouble. He's a mercenary. He's obviously going to be trained in things outside of fighter pilot combat. So I didn't mind it too much. With Assault, we got a lot of the same, right? He was on foot a lot. He was using different vehicles. And some people just didn't really like that. The games didn't sell well, right? And then we got Star Fox Command. I own Command, but I don't have a copy of it right now. I don't know where it is, unfortunately. Command is another one of those that it kind of derailed or went off the track with the formula. It was more, the best way I could put it, for those of you who haven't played it, it was kind of like Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem meets the original SNES Star Fox, kind of, and more like Star Fox 2. Which was digital only it's just digital only. It's kind of like you control where the ship goes, and then you do like a mini dogfight, and it was more like a strategy game. Let's put it that way. So the series never found a foothold. When this game was successful, everyone just wanted more of this. So when this came out, it was kind of like, what the hell's going on? But this is my opinion on it. It wasn't the worst idea to do this. At the time, there wasn't a formula that really solidified Star Fox for what it was. It was trying new things, right? This was trying new things. The concept, the conception of Star Fox was to try new things. The original SNES, which I also own, don't know where it is unfortunately, was to experiment with 3D graphics and like a whole new FX chip, right? So the series, the first two games were about trying new things and then rebooting it onto the new console, and then with Adventures, trying something completely different. With Assault doing the vehicle gameplay, something different. But the downside to that is that Adventures and Assault did not sell well. So Nintendo didn't really know what to do with it after that, right? They tried to, not tried, they gave it a repaint with Star Fox 64 3D. And that sold moderately well, but that was just a repaint. With Zero, that was really where I feel like that's where the series kind of imploded, right? They tried to reimagine 64, they tried to reimagine 64 3D, turn it into something that really did not feel like Star Fox more than these games. These games felt like Star Fox still to me. The Zero felt like it was trying way too much to be completely different. The gameplay controls were not right. They added mechs, which does fit into the whole aesthetic well, but I think gameplay-wise doesn't. I don't know. There's also a lot of videos about Star Fox Zero online. You could find so many different people talking about it. I'm not going to talk about it much. I'm just going to say that it was not a land for me. It didn't sit well with me. It was not a very good game. And it was during a time where the Wii U was already, struggling. People weren't playing Nintendo games. And then even fans like me who are die-hard, we got a Star Fox game and it was terrible. And I didn't play it. I remember I sold it. That's how much I didn't like it. I was like, I am not keeping this. So, just a little bit of background. I wanted to say all of that because of the new reboot, or the remake. I'm all for it. Why? Since this, we haven't gotten an actual remake. This game is perfect. Perfect. It has tiny flaws, possibly. Every game does. But this is on levels of Ocarina of Time. Remaking this game 30 years after it came out. This came out in 97. So it's 26. 29 years later. It's warranted. I know that's hardcore Star Fox fans think and believe, and they really feel like we've played 64 a million times. But we really haven't, right? We got the repaint of this in the 3DS, which that was a repaint. That was to sell the 3DS. We got Ocarina of Time 3D and Majora's Mask 3D. Same thing, like, okay, cool, we have it on the go. The gimmick was that you could play Star Fox on the go. And it was cool. It was $30. It was like, all right, cool. They even gave it for free. They gave it out for free for a few people that, I forget what it was exactly, but I got that game for free. So that is like its own thing. And then Zero was terrible. So, in my opinion, I do not blame Nintendo for wanting to remake this masterpiece for the next generation, for now their finally good, powerful console, because the Switch 2 is by far the most powerful console that they've made. Why wouldn't they want to make a gritty looking, kind of photorealistic? I don't think it's photorealistic. That doesn't look like I'm looking at when I look at the new trailer, it doesn't look like I'm viewing Animal Planet. I'm not at the zoo when I'm looking at that game. That's photorealistic. The designs that they put out this time, they're not photorealistic. They look like the animal counterparts that they're supposed to be. And they look and remind a lot of people about the puppets. The original puppets to promote the SNES game. They look like those. And I'm all for it. I do not blame Nintendo for wanting to do a dark and gritty Star Fox, right? I've heard complaints, oh, that's not Nintendo's way. Dark and gritty really isn't the way to go. I counter that by saying, at the time, this was dark and gritty. At the time, this was dark and gritty. It looks cartoony now, but this is a GameCube game. The GameCube had dark and gritty, yes, but relatively speaking, this game has a lot of dark elements to it. People die in this game. That they were trying to go for a realistic Fox here. I don't like this design. He looks like Red Foreman. I don't know if you've seen a lot of his Star Fox Assault's art. He looks like Red Foreman. I never liked it. I never complained about it, but I just never liked it. So they've done it. Twilight Princess, Nintendo has done realistic. Star Fox 64's story is somber and dark. In the Star Fox series, people die. I feel like it fits the aesthetic perfectly. I think it's really charming as well to see a pseudo-realistic fox with his paws and, you know, his legs and his tail, his fluffiness, hunched over in a cockpit in this complete sci-fi universe that is rich with lore. People love Star Fox lore. Fox in Space recreated this story. They're remaking this story. Again, I don't blame them. It's going to be gritty. We're going to get a prologue. We're going to get expansion on the lore. I am completely for it. I'm looking forward to it like crazy. I just, not even like an hour ago, bought a Switch 2. I'm going to get it in the mail tomorrow. I pre-ordered Star Fox on the Switch 2. I was on the fence about buying a Switch, and now I am, I bought one. It's a console seller for me. I know that I might be, one of the few on the internet. There's a lot of stuff going back and forth. I think that a lot of the backlash, one thing is having an opinion, the other is having something, just putting trash out in the internet. Just making it way bigger of a deal than it should be. It's not that big of a deal. Let it pass. Look at the trailer for yourself. Don't look at a meme. And memes are gonna, we know how the culture is online. Everything is blown out of proportion. Look at the meme. You're gonna laugh at it. It's not gonna be accurate. Watch the trailer for yourself. Think about it. I'll give it 2 weeks. 2 weeks, people are gonna say, oh, it's not that bad. Look what happened with Wind Waker, right? Wind Waker, when people saw it, they were like, what the hell is this? I'm never gonna play this game. This game is terrible. Zelda's dead. I was there. Give it a few weeks. Give it a few years. People are gonna love this. If this means that we're gonna get a reboot of the series, if this means that we're gonna get a proper sequel to Star Fox 64, I am completely for it. And I can't really think of anything else to say, so I'll say goodbye. Oh, also, him in the movie, amazing peak. Oh my god, I still can't believe that happened. If you haven't watched that movie, go watch it. Anyway, this was Kirks, signing off.